Hello all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. The Doomsday Heist DLC for GTA Online, like nearly every DLC before it, has brought a ton of new content, but it's also locked quite a bit away. The vehicles you'll see in this video are all unreleased and will be drip-fed over the next several weeks and months. I've started with the Kanis Kamacho off-road truck because, well, it's my favorite unreleased vehicle. I've been hoping for an off-road themed DLC for a long time now. So anytime some capable off-road vehicles do show up, I'm pretty happy. The Kamacho features a ton of customization options and is more than capable to get you around both on the road and off. I'm sticking with my usual new vehicle video format today, so I'll show you each car's customization options, then I'll shut up for a minute and let you watch and listen to the car in action, and then we'll move on to the next vehicle. There's 13 of them though, so this video is going to get a little bit long. You can use the timestamps in the description down below to move around between the different cars. I'll also list the prices in the bottom right corner of the screen that each vehicle is rumored to be selling for.
Close! You gotta watch out, fool!
Up next is the first of two muscle cars, the Albany Hermes. This slick lead sled has been part of the GTA universe since our days back in Vice City, and it makes a glorious HD return to GTA Online. Like to the classy Yosemite that has already been released, the Hermes is a lowrider, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about that. As you begin to drive, the car raises, and when you stop, it slowly drops back down. And that's fine with me because I need this car. It is absolutely beautiful. It makes a great noise and you can customize it in a ton of different ways. That brings us to the Vapid Hustler. Based on an old 30s Ford 5-window coupe, the Hustler is a beautiful old car. And thanks to numerous options inside Los Santos Customs, you can create a truly unique ride for yourself. The Hustler does drive quite nice, though like any muscle car, it is prone to quite a bit of oversteer if you're not careful. But hey, who cares if you're careening sideways off a cliff towards your certain death when your ride looks this nice. The Savestra is the first of 4 Sports Classics cars waiting to be released. If you loved the Vapid retinue, you're going to love the Savestra just as much. This classic JDM coupe has a rev-happy little engine that makes it a ton of fun to drive. You'll have a lot of fun designing your Savestra as well, because it comes complete with enough bumpers, chassis options, spoilers, grille, and, well, just a bunch of stuff to keep you busy for quite a while. And do not forget to check out those badass exposed turbos.
some luck right there.
Grotti is back again, this time with the classic GT500. There aren't nearly as many design choices when it comes time to head into LSC, but that's okay because this is a classic Grotti. It is already perfect just as it is, so it does not require a great deal of customization. This timeless classic sounds great and is equally nice to drive. The brakes are a bit weak, but otherwise it has really decent performance.
Woo, too close.
The Karin 190Z is up next, and it is about time that we had a car based on a classic Toyota 2000 GT. Of course, there's also quite a few design cues from early Nissan Z cars in here as well. You can really go just about any direction you'd like to with this car. It has 17 different front bumpers, and that doesn't even count the back bumpers, 18 hood options, nearly a dozen liveries, and, well, just scores of additional choices that you're going to need to make when you're customizing this car. And hey, it drives really nice too.
Now that's a custom job.
inches.
Lampadati brings us our next car with the Viseris. And yeah, I know I'm probably mispronouncing these cars all the time. Anyway, this is another car that I need right now. And once I have it, I'm gonna need a few minutes of private time with it. Just look at it. And in a minute, listen to it. Once again, there are numerous design choices, but it's out on the road where the real fun begins. There is face-melting acceleration, proper braking, somewhat decent handling in the corners, and it's all backed up by one very, very sexy sound.
That's dumb luck right there.
Our next vehicle clearly belongs in the category of go home, Rockstar, you're drunk. The Benefactor Streiter is the first sports car we're going to look at, and it's so ugly. Rockstar was headed in a good direction at first. I mean, a Mercedes AMG wagon for inspiration, I mean, that's always a great place to start for a car. But then they put a Brodozer lift kit on it, added in some nasty plastic fender flares, and they left us with very few design choices to make it any better. The Streiter does sound great, and it drives surprisingly well, but it's just so ugly. Pfister Comet SR is up next. I really dig this little sports car, for the most part, though I'm still not sure how I feel about those rectangular headlamps. If you can ignore those, you have a car with a good foundation and numerous customization options to create a look that is uniquely your own. On the street, the Comet SR will remind you of the regular Comet, but it'll be just a little bit better at everything it does. The all-electric and all-wheel drive Neon is a departure from what we're used to seeing from Pfister. With its electric motors driving all four wheels, this car's acceleration is quick. I haven't really properly tested it, but I would not be surprised if this car doesn't have one of the best 0 to 60 times in the game. You don't get a ton of customization options, and that's really a shame because this car could use some nice design touches. Oh well, it's a blast to drive and it doesn't really look all that bad, especially when you realize that this thing is a sedan.
my whip!
Dirt.
Bitch ass bullshit.
Is this really happening?
This intimidating and massive sports sedan is the all-new Ubermacht Revolter. What a name. Don't expect to spend very long in LSC or your executive garage with this one because your only design choices are paint, some liveries, and wheels. I can't even show you all the liveries because some of them were strangely locked away in story mode. Given all of these military themes that you're going to see though, I would not be surprised if this vehicle includes some weapon options that I couldn't add because there are no MOCs or Avengers in single-player GTA. And for the test drive, I really would usually wait for clear weather to test drive a new car, but the Revolter didn't seem to mind the rain at all. It handled like a champ with tons of grip, great acceleration, braking, and massive amounts of power.
Too close.
And that brings us to the Ubermacht Sentinel Classic. If the Revolter was a vision of the future, the Sentinel is a glorious retro blast from the past. If you watch my GTA 3 Looking Back series, you know that I've wanted this car in GTA Online for a long time. It's finally here, and it's incredible. You have design options to create everything from a street sleeper, rally car, track car, a derelict, and to everything in between. And once you're out of the design booth and behind the wheel, you're gonna have a blast because the Sentinel Classic does not disappoint. And hey, during the test drive, be sure to pay attention to the surge of power that this car gets in second gear. I want this car now. And finally, our sole unreleased supercar is a long overdue addition to the Overflod lineup with the Autarch. So, is the follow-up to the Entity XF worth the wait? Oh, hell yes. Not only do you get a lot to work with to design your car, all of the choices are really solid. Short of chrome paint and $ wheels, it'd be incredibly difficult to ruin this car's looks. On the street, I don't think that it's going to threaten any of the top supercars, but it is still incredibly quick and a ton of fun to drive. I'm going to hush now and let you watch the rest of the footage from the Autarch. Be sure to stay tuned in for a more in-depth look at each of these cars as they're released into GTA Online. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.